listening to Downworlder Dish, a Shadowhunters Chronicles podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 36, where we will be discussing chapter 19 of City of Ashes, Dies Irae, plus the epilogue. I'm Kristen.
I'm Robin.
And I'm Amanda.
To be fair, last time we Google translated it, so.
Yeah, I don't
Meh.
I don't know. I don't speak Latin, okay? They didn't teach that in my public school.
Same.
Right? West Coast public school education. Oh my gosh. So there's only one thing to talk about.
One and only.
This is true.
Tell us everything.
This town is on fire.
Robin's like, I can say it because I was evacuated from my house.
Yeah,
poor
it's
thing.
fine. We've going on. What's today?
Five?
Sunday. Yeah. 5 days?
6.
6?
Yeah. We left a little bit earlier than I thought we had to, though. Just because they sent out an evacuation map, and our backyard was red, but our front. Let me explain. Not everybody's in the same area. Red meant go now. Green was you're okay, and yellow was like prepare.
Yeah, green is like get ready.
And then yellow was get set.
Yeah.
And red was go. So our backyard was in go, and our front yard was in get set. So I was like, well, let's just go.
Yeah.
Smart
move.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, and then they actually got in and reconfigured the map, and then I realized it was the other side of the highway, not. Anyway, so we left a little bit earlier, but the smoke was bad. The fog or the ashes were really bad.
Yeah, it's like super hazardous air conditions right now, basically all over from Robin's house to my house.
Yeah, and you guys live probably over an hour away from each other. And
Hashtag City of Ashes.
Yeah,
seriously.
an hour and a half. And then my sister-in-law lives another half hour from Robin, and they've got ash on their cars. Like, it's horrible.
Well, we got the evac alert on the phone, and it like went off, and then we had all of our bags ready downstairs, but we loaded them into the back of our pickup truck like Luke, and it probably took maybe
Except your truck is way nicer than Luke's 100%.
Right. Well, it maybe took 15 minutes to get everything together, and by the time
You already had stuff staged.
Yeah, but but the last thing we put in the car obviously was the cat. And by the time we got sushi in the car, like all of our stuff was just covered in ashes.
Crazy.
And it smelled like campfire. Like it was just. And obviously there was a night that it got really bad, and we were just kind of prepared to lose the house, and
There's been a lot of people that have. So.
Right, regret what you didn't take and kind of just move on with your life. But the winds changed, and Oregon did what Oregon does best and started to get, I was going to say damp, but
It did. There was dew in the morning. It
Yeah,
was
it
rain.
was in the air.
Yeah.
But we harnessed our powers for good.
All of
and just
us.
made it damp. Yeah.
Kristen got out her crystals and did a rain dance.
Oh, jeez.
Well, and the wind changed, and we just got alert today that we're able to go back home. So
We're going to hurry.
That's great. We've been chilling in the basement.
Right? Oh, the basement, man. You know that picture that Robin posted on our Instagram like 4 months ago, the Throwback Thursday picture of me and Robin?
Okay.
That was in the basement.
The basement. It's obviously a much different vibe now.
Right.
And I mean, the hospitality has been great. I'm glad that we had a place to go, but there's no place like home to be comfortable. And,
Right.
my kids are kind of like,
Especially with your whole family. Like, it'd be one thing if, like, you had to go stay with your dad for a week. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Right.
But when you've got a whole family and you have a whole family dynamic,
Yeah.
it's hard to kind of, like, put that in with somebody else's family dynamic, no matter who it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you have your cat and you're working from home and like she still showed up to work every day. It's just crazy.
yeah, I brought my computer. A whole
'Cause you're a
desktop
vamp.
computer.
Yep.
An entire desktop computer. I thought about it. I was like, I don't want to, like, it was taking up space where I could have put something else. Because, listen, guys. Okay, this is a word of wisdom that I've gained.
Lay it on us.
Don't ever park your car at your house with the gas light on. Don't do it. Because if your town suddenly catches fire and you have to evacuate, then you don't have gas in your car.
Yeah.
Because that happened to me.
And everyone else in town did the same thing.
And I had to go get gas. Because we didn't think the gas station was going to be open. So we just chalked the car up for loss and left it in the garage. And then we were headed on the way out. I was like, dude, the gas station's open. Yes. And so we went back and got the car. But
you know what? So I told Jason that, and I showed him the video you sent and everything. And the first thing Jason said was, that's why you don't leave your tank on E. He's like, you fill it up when it's a quarter tank.
Dude, seriously.
Yep. So anal. Like, it gets below a half tank, and he's like, gotta fill up.
well, and then my dad, you know, it's really bad for your fuel filter and your fuel pump, because then you're dusting the, you know, the bad gas through there, kiddo.
I love it. And you know, he washed her car and stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my, I noticed your car was clean. I was like, did she wash her car?
Yeah. Wash
great.
your car for you, kiddo.
I only noticed that her car was clean because mine has not been washed in a very long time.
Well, Tuesday we came back, so we were gone for my husband's birthday. We took a 3-day trip. We went to Crater Lake. We went to Roseburg. We went to Wildlife Safari. We drove up 101 and went to Newport, all the places that are now on fire.
Literally.
Literally.
it was like a last hurrah
Yeah.
tour.
We went to Lincoln City, and then we drove home to Malala, where we live. And so we had a bunch of stuff still packed, which was great. But so Tuesday we got up, and it was like one day we had off work. So we went out, and it was like kind of smoky. Yeah, whatever.
Because you don't think it's ever going to come to you.
Well, and it was just like, oh yeah, you know, Oregon's always on fire in the summer. Like, we have fire season, but it's always out towards Eastern Oregon. Like, it's never something we really put much attention to. So we washed the truck and bought a fridge for a house that we had to evacuate. Like, it was just so silly. And then, you know, we drove it home, and there's ashes all over the place. And I just did not, it literally went from like 0 to 100. Yeah. Really, really, really quickly. I did not, the fire grew like triple overnight.
Yeah.
And so we just, you know, we were fine when we came back. It was kind of windy, not a big deal. And then, you know, we just the next day, we posted some pictures on Instagram, but it was like orange, and the sky got really red and super dark.
Ominous death sky.
Yeah, in the middle of the afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, the street lights were on and stuff because it was so dark. I mean, it was definitely crazy, but
yeah.
I mean, we're fortunate. I know there's people that lost their homes, or
we lost whole towns.
Whole towns. People lost their lives. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah. It's been crazy. Well, and all the small fires that are popping up as you know, as a result, and it's crazy.
Yeah, we were without power for almost 24 hours, I think it was, and that was, you know, we had to throw a bunch of food out, but I mean, who cares, you know?
Right.
I worked off
if
of
that's the
laptop,
worst,
and I was fine.
then,
yeah. I mean, now we have too much ice, because as soon as we went out to buy ice for our refrigerator, the power came on while we were at the store. Of course.
Right.
Of course. Come on.
Yeah. But
Murphy's Law. But yeah, definite a shout out to all of our firefighters, and
for sure, Oregon, Washington, California.
Yeah.
Idaho.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're all burning, and we all appreciate our firefighters.
Yeah, even, you know, citizens helped out, firefighters, first responders. I mean, people were posting videos of like their ring videos of the police knocking on the door and making sure that nobody was home, and, you know, door to door evacuating and stuff. It's just been,
you definitely see the communities coming together. Yeah.
Well, you feel like, I mean, there's so many like random citizens that are doing so much, and I don't have any firefighting experience, or, I mean, we bought some
doggy bags for people that were evacuated to the parking lots of the town center.
I mean, okay, Amanda did a lot more, but anyway, it definitely makes you feel very powerless, and then you're also humbled by Mother Nature, and then thankful that things could have been a lot worse, and empathetic for people that are going home to anything. So
Right. Yeah.
It's been crazy. Everybody that's still going through fires and everything else, we feel you, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, people,
Right.
Humans, aliens.
Well, it's crazy because there's so many fires. Like, it's not just one. There's like hundreds upon hundreds of acres that are burning all over. And it's like everybody I know is near a fire.
Yeah.
Like, every single person I know lives near a fire.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't.
Well, I think it's like 1 million acres in Oregon or something like that.
Okay.
Crazy
It's
like
craziness.
that.
So this is the last thing, and then I'll stop talking. There was this there's this NASA website that you can log into that's like the satellites track.
Of course Of course you did.
A lot of people were doing it. Well, because it got to the point where, the fire was so far away and it got as close to like 4 miles away from town. Mm-hmm. And then in an Estacade, it was a half a mile from town. Yeah. I mean, it really ripped through and it went really fast. So you could log in and you could basically see the fire traveling on these infrared. Mm-hmm. And so when I logged into it, it shows you the globe. And I'm like, the first thing I said was like, oh my God, the rainforest really is on fire. Like, holy crap.
Did you not know that?
No, I mean, I've heard it before, but it's definitely like, everybody should see that picture. Like, it's different. Yeah. Crazy. Okay. And it's been years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everybody needs, and it's the same thing in Africa. Like, everybody needs to see that. The rainforest is on fire, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. What was that? Climate change isn't real? Okay. Yeah. It's craziness. It's craziness, man.
Yeah, 2020 is going to end.
Dude, what? Don't put that into the universe. Just don't test fate, man. 2020 has already fucked us 7 ways to Sunday. I don't need any more. We have 4 more months, man.
It's scary.
Murder hornets.
Right? Seriously.
All right, well, we have got a long one for you today.
Massive.
Long.
So why don't we cut the chit chat and kick things off with Robin's recap.
Previously on Downworlder Dish.
Clary is flown via demon pterodactyl to the cage with Maya. I don't know if it's a cage, but I'm calling it a cage. Anyway, her worst fears are confirmed when Maya tells her that Simon is dead. Rather re-dead? Deader. Deadist? Clary's like, you're wrong. Let's go, Nancy drew this shit. And she uses her rune powers to bust a hole in the ship. Maya gets through, but before Clary can leave, V-Ting takes her like the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Topside, Luke and Jace are fighting demons / almost dying until the Shadowhunter cavalry arrives. Jace is spirited away by the Inquisitor, who makes mystic weird shit remarks before she sacrifices herself for Jace. The Lightwood siblings show up and Izzy is poisoned. Alec takes her to safety and races back to help his para bro tie and immediately gets attacked. Jace tries to help but falls through the deck of the ship.
That was great. I liked that.
Beautiful.
Way to bro it out. All right, so we kick things off with V-Ting doing the mostest to maintain his title as worst father ever by playing against Jace and Clary's feelings. Clary must have created a cut through the bullshit rune because she can see through V-Ting's act, which she's really not usually that perceptive, so props to her. Clary and Valentine proceed to bicker and reveal quite a bit of information, so I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version. So, Clary's all, you're not my real dad because you think Jace and I being all hot and bothered for each other is funny, and Luke's my dad because he awkwardly reminds us that we're blood related. Like a real father. And Valentine is like, oh, you sweet summer child. You just think Luke's your dad because he's banging your mom. To which Clary's like, nuh-uh. They're just friends like me and Simon. It's like, do you hear it?
Yep.
Do you hear it? V-Ting's like, bitch, please. You don't know shit about people and even less about men.
Oh, damn.
And Clary's like, not everyone has an ulterior evil motive like you. And of course, Valentine twists her words. So Luke loving your mother would be evil, bad, wrong? Ha ha! So you admit it, Luke isn't really human.
Oh, damn.
So Clary's losing steam. She can't keep up with the mindfuckery V-Ting's throwing down. So she resorts to name calling, telling her father that he's just a bigot. Valentine. He launches into one of his evil overlord monologues and explains that he can't be a bigot because he doesn't give 2 shits about trivial things like race and religion. He simply seeks to erase all demon kind from their dimension. And I quote, "What does not belong to our world must not be allowed to take root here, to grow like a poisonous flower, and extinguish all life." Doesn't sound so bad, right?
Yeah, he's a good guy. Turns out. You changed my mind right there.
Clary's like, but Luke's not a demon. obviously, we know that you think Luke's not a demon. We know that Vitang thinks Luke is a demon. Get over it. So, like us, Vitang has no patience for her. She's been a shadow hunter for a whole 2 weeks? Her judgment is skewed by lack of experience, so Father Dearest endeavors to educate her by telling Clary the tale of a demon he'd come across in London who used to feed on children, keeping them alive while he consumed whole parts of their bodies. Ew. Okay, so sidebar. So he's talking about this demon that was like posing as like a financier and like this rich dude. So, okay, I've been watching a lot of Bailey Sarian.
Uh-huh.
And so now I'm like, so in their world, in this universe, are serial killers who like eat people and shit? Like, are those really demons in disguise? Like Ed Kemper, was he a demon? Maybe.
I don't remember.
What's that one you were talking about where
was.
that guy like drilled a hole in that guy's head?
Oh, the Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he was basically a child. He was like a 17-year-old boy or something like that.
But he was a demon.
Yeah. There was that man. It might be the one that you're talking about. I don't remember his name, but he like kidnapped. I was going to say confiscated. He kidnapped.
I can't laugh at that.
It's terrible. He kidnapped people and was like putting them in these holes in his basement.
Oh,
did you watch
Ed
that
Gein.
one of her? Okay.
Oh, no. The one with the girls in the basement? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then he, one of them like disobeyed him or some shit, so he killed her and then
boiled her
and then was feeding her to the other women in the basement as like,
Yeah.
that's what they got to eat was her body, like.
Mixed with dog food.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's a demon. You're right.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Anyway.
Terrible. Nightmares. Sorry. Nightmare
But
City.
you should check her out. She's on YouTube. She's incredible.
hilarious. Yeah.
Makes me laugh. I used a couple of her words in here because I was
okay.
like, I've been watching I've watched like all 75 fucking episodes.
Wow.
I've watched them all. Even stories that I already knew because I'm a total true crime junkie. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I want to hear her talk about it. This is interesting.
Well, I always like how her timing is so great. Like, she finishes her makeup and then the story is over. And I'm like, how did she time that so well?
She writes a script like we do.
I guess that's true. Okay, fine.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So at this point, Clary's got her fingers in her ears and she's like, la 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 la, I can't hear you. But Daddy's not done. Vitang pushes on, twisting his actions to sound perfectly reasonable and turning the blame on Jocelyn, saying, quote, your mother created the world she wanted to live in, and she brought you up in it, but she never told you it was an illusion. When Clary tells Valentine it's all his fault, he goes on to say, and the glass that cut you, the pain you felt, the blood, do you blame me for that as well? I was not the one who put you into the prison.
Into the prison.
Rainbows all around.
Which, look, there's a reason why Vitang was able to gather a group of people to follow him, because he's charismatic and he's smart and he's manipulative. And so, yes, what he's saying makes sense. Yes, Jocelyn did fuck Clary over by not telling her any of this. And yeah, the reason she's all, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm trying to figure it out and I've tried, not tried to die. I've almost died like 100 million times. It's because her mama didn't tell her. But anyway.
I still think
I
I would've
digress.
done. Just gonna be honest.
She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, so Clary can't take it anymore. Her frustration with Vitang's mind games goes into overdrive, and she's desperate to get out of the conversational minefield. She demands to know what Vitang wants with her as she stealthily positions herself in front of the table where the soul sword sits, feeling the cold tendrils rolling off the blade at her back. In peak... What?
Just Clary. She's so stupid, dude. I can imagine it's like the Pink Panther music. Didn't.
Right.
Like,
She thinks she's super stealth, but
Right.
you're like,
Yeah.
you're
Come on,
an
girl.
idiot. Literally, you stand zero chance against this guy.
you have no chill. Like,
No. Okay. So in peak villain form, Valentine goes Valentine goes on to explain how he's going to offer Clary as a trade for Maya. When Clary doubts the effectiveness of his plan, Valentine calmly explains that the Clave knows the value of a Shadowhunter is far higher than that of a Downworlder. Not only that, but the law requires the Clave to make the trade. Yes.
How come Valentine is like stealing the Inquisitor's move? Like, can't he come up with his own evil plan? Trading?
Oh, right.
He was too busy.
He's like,
collecting Downworlder children to quench his sword.
He's just like, I'll pull Quizzy McGuire. I'll trade one kid for the other kid.
She offered it, and he's like, dirty. I declined, but I think I'm going to do that too.
I'm going to take that. That sounds like a good idea.
Oh,
it's like, yoink.
And Clary's like, say what? While V-Tang is reveling in Clary's realization that the Clave might be even worse than she suspected, she reaches behind herself and heaves up the soul sword, pointing the tip directly at her father. But because Cassandra Clare loves to torture us, we're ripped away from Clary and thrown into Jace's point of view, just as he lands painfully onto the metal catwalk inside the hull of the ship. So, Jace is scoping the place out when he comes across a stele on the floor. Clary's stele. Because apparently steles have auras, but technically this was Jocelyn's. So did it just like, okay, so like I could understand like Harry Potter. Like I could understand like a wand having like a mind of its own or whatever.
Because it's a sentient.
Right.
Yeah.
So if
the wand chooses the wizard, Harry.
Right.
Look what I found, bitches. Stop it.
I don't know why I made him sound like...
I still like it.
Okay, good.
It was good. But, like, I can understand that concept from that, right? Yeah. But...
Because they wield magic, and Shadowhunters don't wield magic.
Right.
Claro.
It still doesn't make sense. A wand is just a piece of wood. You guys are ridiculous. Anyway,
the core
not if it has a phoenix feather core or a dragon heart string.
Whatever.
We sorted her, but she didn't pick her wand yet, did she?
How the hell do you pick a stick?
It picks you.
Oh my gosh.
The reason that Jace could tell it was hers because she wrote property of Clarissa Frey
in like Sharpie.
Yeah. Clary was here with a Z.
with one of those like the 3-line S's or the 6-line
S's.
Yes. That's what I was picturing it too.
Stussy, right?
That sounds right, but I don't know.
Where did it come from?
I don't know.
Everyone
the
just
90s.
knows how to do it. I know. I'm just think. I know. Jason did it on a piece of paper. He was like doodling, and he did it. And I was like, "Oh, you knew that too?" I was like, "All the way in Indiana, really?"
It's not just an Oregon thing.
Between the cornfields, you got that, really?
My kid was drawing them the other day, and I'm like, "What you doing,
dude?" It's like one of those things that's like no one really knows where it started. You just
Well,
everyone
my
does
maiden name started with an S, so it was the bomb.
See, my S with Kristen, the S is in the middle, so then it like looked nice.
Okay, you guys, I Wikipedia'd this really quick.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's the article's titled Cool S.
Oh god.
Awesome.
Okay, ready? The Cool S, also known as Stussy S, Super S, Superman S, Pointy S, Slayer S, Graffiti S, the S Factor, the Universal S, the Middle School S. It's a graffiti sign in popular culture that's typically doodled on children's notebooks or graffitied on walls. Yep.
Okay, what year was that article written?
It keeps up to date. You know.
Okay.
Does it have its own wiki page?
Yeah. Wikipedia.
Of course it does.
Holy moly.
History.
I guarantee you I had a pair of shoes with those things Sharpied all over them.
You drew on your shoes? Of course
Yes.
you guys did.
I put nail polish on them and stuff.
Yeah. With your Converse, that's what you're supposed to do.
Mine were Adidas.
Oh, I had Adidas that I did it too, but I did it with my Converse. I wrote right and left because I was so clever.
Ha!
I got my shoes at Payless when I was lucky.
I bought my own shoes because I got a job.
Yeah.
Because my mom wasn't going to spend $50 on Converse.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah, the Adidas I had were knockoff Adidas.
With
they had
4 lines.
They had 4 lines.
Okay, yeah.
Not to be confused with the 5-line K-Swisses.
Yes.
which were just as expensive.
Like Keds were supposedly cheap. No, they're just as expensive as Converse, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, sorry. Sidebar ended.
End scene.
Where am I?
Suddenly, Jace appears. No, Jace hears.
Okay. So he can tell it's Clary's stele. Like, okay. Because apparently it changed, what's the word?
Force.
Allegiance. It changed alliance from Jocelyn to Clary without having to bathe in the blood of innocence or whatever.
Or have magic.
Right.
Oh, whatever.
So suddenly, Jace hears a soft laugh coming from the shadows. And
Creepy.
instead of noping the fuck out of there like I would.
Noping. That's great.
Jace reaches for a weapon, but comes up empty. Lack of a blade won't stop Jace. Tang Daddy taught him anything can be used as a weapon, so he ain't scared.
He ain't no bitch.
He isn't fearful. Of course he's not scared.
So Jace moves toward the figure, and a flash of witchlight reveals someone very familiar. He stops and calls out, "Father, is that you?"
Why is he laughing?
The Valentine was laughing.
Yeah, why?
Because he is doing like evil overlord shit.
He has the knife sword. He's like, ooh, aha.
He's like,
Like the count.
Yes.
Count Dracula.
One Downworlder child.
Oh my god, my eyes are watering. I'm gonna look like shit for the thingy.
What's new, pussycat?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I
Rude.
gotta stop singing. It's horrible.
Okay. And just like that, we're teleported into Alec's point of view. So my precious.
Ew.
Wait, hold on. I want to do it right. My precious is sitting in the bed of Luke's truck/boat, coughing up half the Hudson. Magnus close by, of course. So Magnus is also soaking wet. He had pulled Alec out of the river when he fell from the big ship that they keep calling a boat, but it's really a ship.
The SS Vitang.
Right. So once Alec confirms Isabel's safety, he goes into full warrior mode, dead set on getting back to the battle. In true Alec Lightwood fashion, he immediately sticks his foot in his mouth with this little gem. Quote, "You're a warlock. Can't you, I don't know, fly me back to the boat or something and fix my concussion while you're at it?"
Rude.
Whoa.
Bro, Shadowhunters need to learn tact.
At least this one.
They have
All
none.
of them.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I think I am?
I think I am. I like that. So Magnus doesn't say anything, just slumps back against the side of the truck/boat. Again,
I really appreciate if you would say amphibious vehicle.
I did slash because Amanda. Because we're still keeping person/wolf.
Yeah.
And it's only been like 6 months.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So again, Alec misreads the situation and is like, "Sorry, I know you're doing us a favor." I'm just like, I can't.
My bad.
I cannot with this sad, awkward boy.
Right.
So Magnus is all, "Bruh, I don't do you favors. I help you because, you know." Wait, do you know? Alec totally knows, but he's still so painfully adorkable. All he can get out is, I gotta get to the ship. Gotta go feed my cat. And my beautiful, tortured Magnus is all, "I'd help, but I didn't want you to drown, so I had to do some quick zippity-zap spell work to keep the truck floating while I saved your ass. I've used up all my magic juice, and I'm about to go night-night." So, realization dawning on him, Alec's like, "Aw, shit, this motherfucker loves my ass." And then he does the most romantic thing ever.
He loaded the dishwasher?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna read it because I love it. I can't say it's my favorite because I've been banned from saying it's my favorite because Robin's like, everything's your favorite. I'm like, yes. Okay. Take my hands, Alex said, and take my strength too. Whatever of it you can use to keep yourself going. Magnus didn't move. Stop wind between my wings, sing Robin.
Take these broken wings.
Fuck. You guys are killing me. I'm not going to have any eye makeup by the time we're done.
Oh. Sorry. God, that was a bad one. Air quality.
No, that's just all you.
Okay. Take my hands, Alex said, and take my strength too. Whatever of it you can use to keep yourself going. Magnus didn't move. I thought you had to get back to the ship. I have to fight, said Alec. But that's what you're doing, isn't it? You're part of the fight just as much as the Shadowhunters on the ship. And I know you can take some of my strength. I've heard of warlocks doing that stuff. So I'm offering. Take it. It's yours. I am sorry, but if that is not a declaration of love, I don't know what is.
No, it's a declaration of war. Okay, he's just like, here, fight. Do this. Take my energy.
No, his hands are his heart. It's a metaphor for their love.
I don't know. We'll see.
Whatever. It's fine because we don't get to finish that scene with them anyways.
So back and forth.
Dude, it's almost like they're in a battle.
Crazy. Poison.
Crazy. Crazy.
So back in Jace's point of view, he's face to face with V-Ting, who tells Jace that Clary defied him and he had to teach her a lesson. Ugh. Soup suspicious, if you ask me. And yes, I got that from the lady. Valentine taunts Jace, telling him that his Shadowhunter friends are doomed and Imogen's death is on his hands. Yes, the all-knowing V-Ting sees everything that happens under his roof. Above his deck. He goes on to tell Jace that all those Shadowhunters fighting against the horde of demons are only there because they thought they were saving Jace. If it was just about Simon and Maya, they wouldn't have bothered. Jace has gone into full flop sweat, listening to Valentine tell him how alike they are, how V-Ting molded Jace to be a mirror image of himself. Caught up in his daddy issues, Jace slowly realizes his shoulder was burning. Or is burning. I don't know. What's tense? Who cares? As Valentine... What?
That's great.
I was going to sing again, and I don't need to.
As Valentine continued to monologue, he reached for something in his mind that he was meant to remember. And by he, I mean Jace, because I wrote this sentence all sorts of fucked up.
I just feel like he's reaching in his mind like one of those bags where you reach in and grab something.
Like a bag of holding?
Like a bag of someone's name. Wait, what did you say? Like a bag of holy? I'm so confused. I feel like this is needed.
It is.
I'm thinking like
I know what you mean now. Like when you put names in a hat.
yeah.
Okay. Why would I think that's what Amanda was thinking of?
I'm not lame,
It was
dude.
the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh,
Whatever.
wait.
It's a magical
Of course it
object.
is. Okay.
Yeah, it holds like a bunch of shit.
Like Mary Poppins' bag.
But
Yeah.
better.
No, nothing's better.
It's not even heavy.
Either was hers.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
She had like a lamp and stuff in there.
I haven't watched Mary Poppins.
Wait, what?
I haven't either.
No.
Wait, what?
No. I was never interested.
Holy shit.
I know.
I now know who I'm dealing with here. Robin's never even seen Liar Liar.
I have. I only saw it
Okay.
once.
I was like, what?
But it's been a long time.
The goddamn pen is royal blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay. V-Tang twists the knife, saying, of course, they're just the same. They're father and son, after all. But Golden Boy Jace isn't having any of it and rips a twisted piece of metal straight off the wall and stabs Valentine in the chest, screaming, "I am not like you!" We've all been there, right?
Yeah, we've all stabbed our parents.
I mean, maybe not stabbed.
Okay, fine.
So instead of dying like a human, Valentine's body turned to ash and Agramon was gone.
Damn it.
It wasn't Dad. It was Agramon.
Go ask your Agramom.
So once Jace has a chance to calm down, I mean, he actually did think he killed his father for half a second. He continues his
investigation discovery.
It doesn't take long before Jace comes across a trail of blood. So naturally, he follows it. And Jace comes to a room, the floor covered in blood and empty except for a lifeless body on the floor. Spoiler alert, it's Simon. Now, it says that the sun, light coming in from the porthole, illuminated the body.
Yep. Tell me.
How?
Is that in the new one?
Yep.
It was in the audiobook that I was listening to. I don't
remember exactly. So it's been like months since I read that part.
Let me see this. Let me check this. It also might be moonlight because it might be nighttime. I don't know.
I think you're right. I think it would be nighttime.
But it was like something I was like, wait, what?
It has to be moonlight.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Dancing in the moonlight.
Although this whole timeline of this entire situation is way off.
It could be like a straight light. It doesn't have to be sunlight. I don't know.
A street light in the middle of the river?
Yeah, you don't know. There's a tugboat.
It's from the bridge.
Okay. So regardless, it's probably moonlight, whatever. Anyways, not important. What's important is that Simon is there.
Right.
So vampires need blood to live, and Simon has been drained. Worried that Clary would find Simon in such a terrible state, Jace moved to close Simon's eyes. Jace moved to close Simon's blank eyes and cover the wound on his neck. But then Simon moved. That's right, bitches. Simon is alive.
Dude, seriously? Yeah.
So Simon was still alive, but just barely. Drained of blood, he couldn't regenerate, so he was stuck in limbo. And the way Jace describes it is like he's feeling all the pain of all of like his throat being slit open, but he can't regenerate and he can't die because he's not like all the way drained yet, I guess.
Right, because there's no garlic or thing through his heart.
Steak.
Right? So he's just dying really slowly, but he can feel all the pain, which is like, I never caught that the first 47 times I read this book.
Right.
But I was just like, oh, damn. Like, does that mean that, like, does that mean that Simon remembers it?
I'm sure he does.
All right. So Simon's stuck in limbo. And in a scene that inspired so many fucking fanfics, Jace slashes open his arm, letting the blood fall into Simon's mouth. It takes a minute, but soon Simon's fangs come out and he latches onto Jace's wrist, drinking deeply.
Okay, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating. How does this not turn Jace into a vampire?
Because Jace is not drained of blood. You have to consume a vampire's blood and be bitten and drained of your blood and die.
Oh.
And then be buried and come back up.
So it's not just one bite can kill you?
No. They can feed on humans, no problem. As long as they don't kill them, then they're fine.
Interesting. Okay. Sounds painful.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Cool beans.
Okay. So Simon's really going at it, and Jace is like, okay, that's enough. Managing to pull away from Vamp Boy. But Simon has other plans. And I'm going to quote from the book because it's amazing. Simon rose up. He moved with incredible speed, knocking Jace sideways and rolling on top of him. Jace's head hit the metal floor, his ears ringing as Simon's teeth sank into his neck. He tried to twist away, but the other boy's arms were like iron bars, pinning him to the ground, fingers digging into his shoulders. But Simon wasn't hurting him, not really. The pain that had started out sharp faded to a sort of dull burn, pleasant the way the burn of a stele was sometimes pleasant. And like he kind of goes, he's into it, okay?
I was going to say, this sounds a little sexual.
It totally is. But vamps are always sexy.
Okay.
Like vamps are always, put out as sexy.
Okay.
But yeah, it's that vamp saliva.
Got it.
It's positively orgasmic. So, Jace is blissed out when the pain in his neck jerks him out of La La Land. Simon is sitting on top of him, face bloody and wounds gone.
Damn, Daniel.
Right? Naturally, Simon is freaked out. He's like, Broseph, I could have killed you. And because Jace has always had a death wish, he responds with, I would have let you.
So annoying.
What? So,
after all this time?
Always. You missed your opportunity.
I never understand, so I don't always know.
So Jace fixes himself up with an Aratse using Clary's borrowed stele and orders Simon to get a move on. They still have to save Clary.
Whatever.
Clary Frey.
I don't like what just happened there. It's not, no.
What, you don't like it? No. Are you kidding? Dude, do you know how I have to like sift through fanfics sometimes when I'm looking for a good one? And they're all like, yeah.
What?
Like Jason Simon or Jason Alec or Jason Alec and Magnus or Raphael and Simon or... Okay. I mean, I read some of them. Let's be honest.
Okay. So this is like what people write about them? Like they make up their own?
Yeah, they make up their own stories using those characters.
Okay.
It's
interesting.
Fan fiction. Fanfic.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm learning so much. All right. So we go back to Clary, who thinks she's got one up on Valentine and had grabbed the soul sword and attempted to point it in Valentine's direction this time. So unfortunately, its power is too strong for her. And it sends a blast of cold up her arms, and she dropped it.
Smooth move.
Yeah, that was really short-lived. Valentine's like, dude, you really think that I would have let you near an actual weapon I thought you could use? You haven't been listening to me at all. And I really think this is probably the only real parental thing he's ever said to her. I feel like I say this every day to my kids. Are you even listening to me? So he asks her if Jocelyn ever talked to her about him. And Clary doesn't want to give him any satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. And tells him that Jocelyn said he was dead, and that was that.
He just wants to know the hot goss.
He really does. It feels like he is just digging for information. With the Luke stuff, when she was like, Luke and Mom are just friends, he was like, oh, really? Like, you know.
He gets out like a cup of tea and he like crosses his legs. Tell me more.
Because, okay, I imagine V-Tang during, like, in between the time when he faked his own death for the second time and got rid of Jace, and in between now.
Okay.
I'm like, was he sitting in a castle thinking about how his best friend was banging his wife?
Yeah.
Like, and just being angry? Like, is that like, I wonder how much of that, like, just jealousy and ego and anger fueled this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he basically ignores her anyway. He's not interested in anything she has to say. So he starts telling her his version of why Jocelyn left. So I'm going to quote. He says that that I turned her first child into a monster. She left me before I could do the same to her second, you. But she was too late. Clary was still shivering, possibly from the sword. Although, with all that talk about jackets on the last chapter, it must be cold outside. So she responds, she'd never say that, Clary whispered. Jace isn't a monster. Neither am I. And then he goes on, I wasn't talking about. And he was cut off by Jace and Simon, just dropping by. He just came right in. So anyway, I'm a little confused. I thought Valentine didn't know Jocelyn was pregnant when she left. So when did they have this conversation? Like, when did she say, you turned my child into a monster, you're going to do the same to my second?
She didn't say that.
Okay.
She told
He's
him,
assuming.
you turned my first child into a monster, or you turned my, whatever. But he said, she left me before I could do the same to her second.
Okay.
He did not, how much do we want? When does this come into play? When do we find out
there's no spoilers, so you can go as far as what is written at this moment. ATM.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the moment,
from what I read, the way that I read this, she had told him, you turned my first child into a monster, or whatever.
That makes sense.
And then she left him before he could do the same to her second. Doesn't necessarily mean that he knew about Clary beforehand.
Okay. He's just getting there now.
But she was too late, but we don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she's saying, you turned my first child into my monster, so I'm going to leave you so I can do it with someone else and have another baby, and you can't touch the baby because you won't be the father. Maury.
It'll be Luke's.
Shins.
Luke Shins. All right. Well, anyway, Jace and Simon are like, hey, girl. Valentine is obviously confused. And he's like, I thought I killed you little motherfucker.
That's actually Amanda. I thought you were dead, bro.
Yeah,
why you keep coming back?
seriously. Right there with you. So
Fool
Jace,
me once, shame on me.
this guy will not go.
This little line of mine? What?
I don't know. I'm in a singing mood today, and it sucks.
It's beautiful.
I like it.
Okay. So Jace tells Valentine that he let Simon drink his blood so he wouldn't die. Like, all the way die.
Re-die.
Yeah. Valentine is like, L.
Al.
You let a vampire drink your blood? Are you mad, man? You have no idea what you've done.
You know that Jace was just waiting to tell him that. He was like, oh, this is going to piss him off so bad.
He's practicing on his way up the stairs.
Yes.
And I liked it.
It was delicious.
Terrible. No, I meant Jace. I liked it as in Jace liked it. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, Simon tells Valentine that he could use some more blood, so you better shut up, okay? And Valentine is all neener. You can try, but the soul sword won't let ya. So Clary quickly tells them,
Don't you wish your soul sword?
Look at the soul sword will get ya. I like that better.
yeah, the soul sword will get ya?
What you wrote. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. So Clary quickly tells them that the sword hasn't been turned yet, and Maya is still alive. Maya, right? That's her name, Maya. Mm-hmm. Maya is still alive, and he didn't get her blood. So all of a sudden, Clary was knocked in the head, and Simon starts to go after her. But Valentine flung the sword in the air like a lightsaber, and fire came out of it like a firework? Like a Roman candle? Yeah.
It's like one of the ground bloom flowers.
Yes!
That spins.
That's what I'm imagining.
All I can think about is Elizabeth Hurley and Austin Powers with the nipples that...
Oh my god. A fembot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm sorry. I lost my spot because I accidentally tried to put a header in.
No, that's awkward.
That's what he said.
Okay, so anyway, some sort of fire is coming from the sword, I think, is what's happening. And so Simon can't pass to get to Clary. And Valentine, in the meantime, tries to convince Jace to kill Simon. He's like, this is your last chance, bro. I got you. Jace takes this time to tell Valentine that he ran into Agramon and it had Valentine's face, so he killed him. V-Tang is like, you can kill a greater demon, but not a vampire. WTF, mate? And Jace is all, his name is Robert Paulson. Wait, no, sorry. He means, Jace says, his name is Simon, man. Come on, you know this.
Which is so rich coming from Jace.
I know, after the bloodsucker,
Right.
mundane.
Well, they just had this very intimate moment now.
Yep. Right?
They're into it now. Forever entwined.
You know they both popped half chub.
Oh, boy.
Moving on.
All right. So Valentine confirms with Jace that he is not going to join him on this vacation on the SS V-Tang. So Jace throws his stele to Clary, and she finds the energy to sit up and starts drawing on the wall of a ship. Okay, so once she's done, nothing actually happens. Simon says, he's like, what does it say? And Valentine actually answers in, I think, Latin. And I don't know what he says. I can't. Blah, 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 blah. And Clary corrects him and says, it says open. So did she draw a rune? Did she just graffiti the wall with, like, her name? Like one of those S things?
Stussy.
Like, because what does it say? I would think a rune would be, what is it? What is it meant to be?
I think that it's, I would, like, kanji, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like, if you were like, what does it say? Like, if someone wrote, like, a Japanese kanji, you would say, what does it say?
Okay, because it's a symbol. It has meaning.
Which is a symbol for a word.
Yeah,
right, okay.
They talk about, like, the rune. It's a rune language. So
Okay.
it's a language of words that are supposed to be written but not spoken, as the Seelie Queen informed us.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it's just like, what's the word? Oh, God. Big, not mustard gas.
I don't know where you're going here, kiddo.
It's like the napalm of open runes. It's like got a lot of power behind it, is what I was trying to say. God, I think my brain needs to be studied because I don't know how I make connections. I'm like, shit's firing wrong.
All right. Well, as soon as Clary actually says the word open, it literally does. And the wall basically implodes. Like, all the rivets come off. It's completely coming apart. So then all of a sudden, like, Clary is drowning and she wakes up in the bed of Luke's chitty chitty bang bang. What did you call it? Amphibious vehicle?
Yes.
Excuse me. Sorry. So when she opens her eyes, Luke and Simon are hovering over her. Of course, her first concern is Jace. Whatever. And she's like, where's Jace? And he's all good. He's like, I'm all good, a baby. And they fill her in on what happened while she took her little water nap. So
that's a nice way to say drown.
What? She was asleep.
Shit.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the rundown. So first, the ship burned down. I just want to know how the ship burned down. First of all, they also called it a ship. It was called a ship in this section. Finally. Sorry, it sounds like my ship's burning down. This chair is coming apart. Anyway, I want to know how a fire started from the walls caving in of a boat. Doesn't make any sense to me, but okay.
Might be an electrical fire.
Yeah.
Okay. The water would put it out, right? So I don't get it. Anyway, because it literally like burned, the whole thing is gone.
Maybe it's how oil can burn on top of the the ocean when it spills.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. I don't think it's an oil tanker, so
Right?
maybe not.
It may be. Who knows? So next, Izzy and Alec are on another Shadowhunter boat, and Magnus is tending to the wounded. Izzy and Robert were injured, but expected to be okay after some time to heal. A lot of Shadowhunters died, including Imogen and Malik, and Valentine is gone with the soul sword. Jeez Louise. Like, all the worst things, except for the ship burning. Who cares about that?
Okay, so, like, Magnus was, like, depleted, and now he's tending to the sick. I'm like, dude, this guy deserves an MVP of the battle.
Yeah, he took all Alec's energy.
So Alex taking a water nap.
Yep.
What happened to all the demons?
Yeah,
They
the
went
boat
into the
just
water. Yeah,
they're afraid of water. What about the flying ones?
Or maybe when Valentine teleported out, I'm assuming that's what he did. Maybe he took him with him. I don't know.
Maybe
was like,
he
"All right,
flew
we
with
lost
one of the
this."
pterodactyls.
Yeah. He went like this and they knew and they just grabbed him by the shoulders like the shirt.
No, he whistled, obviously. He's like
what is that whistle from Mockingjay or whatever?
Oh,
I can't really do it
I can't
very
whistle,
well.
so I don't know.
I can't think of the tune. I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the tune.
It's like dun, 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 dun. Like I don't know.
I feel like that's the
I was
NBC
never
song.
a musical person.
Okay, listen, my mom used to whistle for us to come home instead of yelling
Okay.
because she didn't want to be like a crazy lady yelling. Like that's anyway.
But a real sharp whistle is totally fine.
Right. So that's all I can think of in my head. Because she does it now, even as we're adults, when she wants you to come, like, grab something
Like
for her.
with your fingers whistles? Yeah. Okay. Not like this.
No, the pinkies.
My brother and I had this weird sound we'd make because I can't whistle, so I'd go really, really loud, and that's how we knew it was the other. Like
It
one
was,
of us.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I can even do it. That's what it was.
Oh, that's neat.
And
okay.
then he would have to come running.
Okay,
My mother would never.
She trained the dog to the whistle, too, by the way.
that's great.
Could you imagine Mina going outside and like hollering for her kid or whistling? Oh no. She's like, she'll come home or she won't, but I'm not gonna make a show of myself
gonna make a
outside
scene
acting
here.
like I can't control my child.
Oh shoot!
If she dies, nobody has to know.
All right, so
She's
Clary.
going to take a water nap.
Yeah, she might be taking a water nap. Who knows? So Clary does what I do, what I would do, and apologizes. And Jace is like, for what? You actually are the reason a lot of people survived. They were not going in to win this battle anyway. And if she hadn't done what she had done, you know, everybody would have died. And the Sealy Queen came in clutch with her promise and helped save those Shadowhunters that were in the water struggling. So they see other Shadowhunter boats, chitty chitty bang bang trucks start leaving, so they follow. And Clary wonders aloud what the Clave will do with the Lightwoods, which is a weird thing to wonder.
Okay, just 1 second. So that's who he was sending the message to.
Messages.
Oh, the Sealy Queen.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Nobody. Clarissa.
Why wouldn't he just say that?
I don't know. He has to be broody.
Yes. It's like literally part of his personality to be a douchebag.
It's his aesthetic.
It is.
What a weirdo.
Like one of those Instagram. It's a leather jacket.
Hashtag broody bitch.
How to be aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Clary is wondering aloud what the Clave will do to the Lightwoods. And Jace is like, you know, they're mysterious, whatever. But who knows? They'll definitely want to meet you. Basically, they'll be interested in you. And Clary notices that Simon is clearly uncomfortable. So finally, she is noticing Simon. And he explains that vampires don't like running water because it's pure. And she makes a joke that I think they're in the Hudson River. That it's not pure. Because if you've ever watched SVU, you know it's dirty, apparently. So anyway, she's confused because she was like, weren't you just in a river bath, like, with us? I don't understand. And then he tells her that Jace had thrown him onto a scrap piece of metal like Rose from Titanic.
They really are having a moment.
They are.
Yeah. It's just weird because, I don't know, like,
They're
the water had to have
nerve.
imploded. He would have seen it. So would he have died from the water because it's pure? Or it's just, like,
I think it's just like an aversion.
a fear?
Well, okay, so in some like, not in this world, in like other fantasy worlds or whatever, sometimes it said that vampires can't can't go over a bridge. They can't go over running water.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's probably where it comes from.
Okay,
It's just
interesting.
something to throw in there.
Well, Clary asks if Valentine could have drowned. Yeah. And I'm just going to read this part that Simon says. Never believe the bad guy is dead until you see a body, Simon said. That just leads to unhappiness and surprise ambushes. Truth.
True.
Golf clap for
Yeah.
Simon.
He's watched enough television.
He's the Jamie Kennedy of like what Jamie Kennedy was to Scream.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, Jace agrees, and since especially because they can't find any of the mortal instruments, they had to have been like Valentine had to have taken them. So then again, on the demon bike, Jace and Clary forgot about Simon and the sun. And obviously concerned, Jace goes to the cabin, tells Luke, so he speeds up. But there's no escaping it. Clary tries to find a way to cover him with clothes or anything, and Simon tells her that Raphael had explained to him that the sun will just burn through the cloth, so it needs to be walls. I'm curious what kind of walls. I don't know. Anyway, I guess building walls. So Simon got very serious and told Clary to come sit with him, and they sat holding each other. Simon tells her that he loved her, and just then the sun peeked up, and it's described. I have to describe this because it's crazy. Simon went rigid, his head falling back, his eyes filling with gold as if molten liquid were rising inside of him. Black lines appeared on his skin like cracks in a shattered statue. And finally, he's gone. The end. What a great ending, guys. How did you like the book? All right.
You wish, bitch.
Fine. Clary started screaming Simon's name, and Jace had to pull her off of him. And he kept telling her to look. And she was like, no, bro, I don't want to see him. He's dead. I don't want to look at that. It's terrible. And he's like, look. Just look.
What am I? Say it. Out loud.
So she finally did, and Simon was alive. Like, come on, dude. Jeez Louise, this guy just does not go away. Like, we're giving him so many chances to just leave me alone, and he just won't go. Anyway, Clary looks at him and notices he's still alive, and he's like staring at himself in amazement, something that I do in the mirror every day.
Same.
Just kidding.
I really like the way I look in this jacket.
Yep. And the sun was up, and he was completely fine, so crochet. So, anyway, he is alive. That is insane. Good for him, I guess. Whatever.
I love that you keep getting to read the parts.
I know.
It's almost like it was planned.
Crazy. All right, well, that's the end of that part.
That's how Ting was laughing, by the way. Literally,
sure.
Oh, shit. All right, well, now we're in Jace's point of view, and we're at the Institute, and he's packing up his few belongings that he has there, and there was a knock at the door, and it was Maris, right? That's what we're going with. Yep. She told him that he doesn't need to leave and can stay if he wants to, and he tells her that he doesn't feel like he belongs there. He's going to go to Luke's and then maybe to Idris.
Couch surfing.
Yeah, I find it interesting to think you'd go to Idris. Like, where would you stay? It just seems like he didn't really have many people there. Like, Valentine kept him really isolated.
I think maybe he'd just go to another institute. Like, they'd have to take him, right?
If he wanted to, but he doesn't want to leave Alec and Izzy and Clary.
No, I mean if he was going to go couch surfing.
Yeah, but then he'd have to go to another city to go to another institute.
So is there an institute in every city, or just every major city, or every country?
As far as we know, they're all over the world in major cities all over.
Okay.
But
like, there's probably one in Seattle.
Okay.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. If there's one in LA, there's one in Seattle. Because it's like local, so
Portland.
I would assume, yeah.
No, there's not one in Portland. I'd know about it.
It's in Eugene.
Salem.
Oh, it probably is in Salem.
That's the capital.
I always knew that there was a stench of
demon stench.
Yeah,
little garbage,
rotting garbage.
We were talking the other day. I was like, why do we keep going into Portland when we can go to Salem? What's wrong with us?
Oh yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
because no one wants to go to fucking Salem.
There's just not as much there.
It's all dirty, gross.
Portland's not much cleaner.
No,
but Clackamas is better.
Yeah, definitely. I love Happy Valley, dude. This is the best.
Are you happy in the valley?
Happy, joy.
I love. Never mind. I was gonna say something stupid. I was like, I love how it's called Happy Valley and it's on a fucking hill.
It's like that's why.
There's valleys all around us.
I said it was stupid.
All right. Anyway, so where was I?
Sorry.
Okay, so he tells her he doesn't know where he belongs. Like, he doesn't have a sense of belonging anywhere. She tells him that he belongs with his family, the Lightwoods, at the Institute. And he's like, you threw me out, bro.
Right?
And then he apologizes to her, which is really, I don't know. And she goes on trying to convince him to stay by telling him that Robert wants to see him and Alec, Isabel, and Max need him. She tries to explain her way of thinking of why she had asked him to leave and admits that she was afraid of him. And he's like, you're not really winning me over here. Not making me feel like real homey. She tells him that he was the first thing that she loved other than her own blood after the uprising. And if he stays for Isabel, Alec, and Max, she would be forever grateful. And then she says some words in French, the words to this French song that she used to sing to her kids. And she says, you were wrong that I never sang it to you. It was just that you never heard me. And Jace decides to unpack and stay. And there, my friends, is the end of the book. But I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. When did she sing him that song?
I think she's full of shit.
She is, because when he asked her about it, she was like, you were not afraid of the dark. So there. Yeah. So anyway, don't try to make him feel bad now, bitch. You're in the wrong.
Don't rock the jukebox.
Yep. Beautiful.
Okay, so that was a lot.
Yeah.
It was.
That whole...
Okay, so, but wait, there's more. If you buy now, you get an epilogue.
For just $19.99.
And then like 7 excerpts from other books in the Kindle edition. Like, it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, we start with Clary returning to Simon's house. Simon's mom answers the door, and yes, Cassandra Clare does in fact write that she was beaming all over her face.
Ugh.
And that is still a no from me, dog.
Mm-hmm.
His mom says that she was afraid they'd been in a fight, but Clary tells her no, she was just feeling under the weather. And Mommy-O is like, makes sense. You must have had what Simon did.
Vampism.
Right.
It's
a blood disorder.
Clary's internal monologue lets us know that she did, in fact, feel like crap. And Magnus says that she must have been from exhaustion after, leveling V-Tank's floating lair with a room. I wrote liar. Oh, there's that. Clary meets Simon outside, which must be such a relief. But my hopes float down after he calls her baby and they kiss.
Oh.
Anyway.
What happened in the breakup?
I know, dude. It's been a week since everything went down on the SS V-Tang. And Clary spent it on Luke's couch. She asked Simon, WTF, is he doing outside in the freezing weather? But he goes, lady, I'm dead. I don't feel hot or cold.
Wouldn't his mom be wondering? I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
It's weird. Clary asked him if anything else had changed for him except his ability to walk in sunlight. And Simon confirms that he's still the same old vamp, sans not burning into a crisp in the sunlight. And apparently, Raphael is soups to Yod about it, stating that vampires are very traditional and don't like change. Personally, I think he's peanut butter and jelly.
100%.
Clary takes a moment and reflects on how the face that she's looking at is going to be the face she sees forever, even when she's fitty. Simon pulls her out of her lament by making a joke about how his new vampism is going to be really great for his music career. And then quickly turns on his bad news bear's face, telling Clary that he doesn't think they should see each other anymore. And Clary's like, you don't want to be friends anymore? Then proceeds to freak out. And I want you all to know, I'm not a fan of this reaction. Nope. Nopety nope. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. I don't care if Cassandra Clare wrote it and she's Clary's voice, because whatever. It's no. It's not what she would do. She's not that stupid.
Well, I don't understand why he calls her baby and kisses her and then breaks up with her legit 2 minutes later.
I just that.
Why?
Is weird.
Okay, but he does say that he was trying it out. I think he was kind of I think his feelings towards Clary have changed.
Well, he clearly likes Maya now.
Yeah, maybe.
I think, anyway.
But so I think between the time he was hurt and broke up with her and then now, I think he's realizing that maybe he's not really into Clary the way he thought he was into Clary. So I feel like when he said, oh, I was trying it out, I think he's just trying to and he's like, yeah, no, it's fucking weird. I don't like it.
Okay. I wasn't even focused on that because I was so focused on Clary is not stupid.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she's a little naive, She's a little 16. But, like, you don't want to be my friend.
Yeah.
That's over the top.
Okay. I'll play devil's advocate here for a minute. Yes, I agree. It's ridiculous. But if that is her deepest fear, is that Simon is going to be like, you have literally destroyed my life.
Right.
I want nothing to do with you. I just want to live my life and stop. I don't want to be in this anymore. If that's her worst fear and he's really the only connection she has to her past life, I mean, other than Luke, but, you know, it's her only friend.
I just feel like he'd do it over text, not invite her over, and then kiss her and call her baby. And then,
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, if that's your worst fear, then,
Yeah.
of course, that's where your brain's going to go.
I think that she didn't really take their relationship all that seriously, and maybe she forgot a little bit that they were together still, because we all thought they had broken up. So she
I'm
thought...
assuming they've been texting all week long, though.
That's a good point, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But that was really confusing. I'm like, wait, when did they get back together?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't like this. Can you just redo it, maybe?
Yeah.
Edit? It's cool. Just for me?
Well, we'll just write a fanfic, like, epilogue.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do it in song form. Just kidding. Okay.
Don't make promises you can't keep,
Right.
woman.
So Simon says what we all know that he's actually trying to say, because we're not stupid. This weird dating shit needs to stop.
Yep.
And I think I can speak for everybody at this table. We all agree.
Most deaf.
Most deaf. That's what you all are interested in hearing anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Jokes clear the awkwardness away, and Clary tells him that she thought he wanted to be together, and she thought that he loved her. Like, I thought you loved me. And he tells her that he still does love her, but it's not the whole story. And Clary kind of point blank asks him if it's because Maya. And Simon says yes and no.
Ooh.
And I'm going to read an excerpt from the book.
Bitch. Her.
Sorry.
It's
Okay.
okay.
I wrote this, obviously.
Right.
I like her, but not the way you mean. It's just that when I'm around her, I know what it is like to have someone like me that way. And it's not like it is with you. But you don't love her. Maybe I could someday. Maybe I could love you someday. If you ever do, he said, come and let me know. You know where to find me. Okay. Y'all, I can't. With this small section of epilogue. Clary, stop. You're literally admitting that you don't love this guy. He's grown out of the creep and into the person that we all want him to be. Let it go, dude.
Yep. Seriously.
Let it go.
Yep.
Okay?
She can't handle not being wanted.
He's making strides to not be creepy Simon that we're all having an issue with.
Right.
Let us
He has growth. He
Yeah.
has development.
let us make Simon into a character that maybe Amanda could love.
Okay, fine.
Right. I mean, although the whole I like Maya because she likes me and maybe I could love her thing is a little bit like missing the point.
Yeah.
You're just becoming Clary, but I think he's going to work through it.
They both decide that they're still going to be super besties forever. Then there's some ellipses, and we flash to Luke in a brand new rad, picking her up from Simon's house. Clary's feigning ignorance all day today, telling Luke that he didn't have to pick her up. Like, come on, you know he's going to pick you up. And Luke tells her to forgive my parental panic, and I love that. And gives her some coffee and tells her that he plans to let her start dating in 5 to 6 years, or maybe when she's 30.
Dad mode engaged.
Dad mode activate.
Yeah, that's...
That was good.
He put on the high socks and the tennis shoes and he was like, let's go.
He's got his New Balance on.
A little bit of grass stains on.
Yeah. He had to mow the lawn.
Right.
Yep.
They have a non-conversation conversation about what happened at Simon's and head to the hospital. On the way, Claire brings up what V-Ting told her about Luke being in love with Jocelyn, and Luke asks her if she thinks that it's true. Clary tries to choose her words carefully and goes into how at first she thought that V-Ting was just being a dick, as usual, but then she actually thought about how he has always been around, doing dad shit, and how they've never dated anyone else, and maybe they've been dating the whole time in secret, but didn't want to say anything because they didn't want her to start asking questions about her real dad. But it's totes cool now because he can just tell her.
Just, how would that bring on questions about her dad? Whatever.
I know.
Right?
Dumb.
She had plenty of questions
Yeah.
that Jocelyn
It's like,
ignored.
shut.
Yeah. Dating Luke would change that, apparently.
Right.
Luke tells her that yes, he is in love with her mother. He's her mother lover. Should Should I read that again so it's closer together?
No, that was beautiful.
No, it needed the pause.
Clary swallows the ick factor that comes with your parents dating and tells him that it's cool with her, and it's basically great news. But then Luke tells us that Jocelyn doesn't know. Jocelyn doesn't know. Da-da-da-da. Okay. Because he hasn't told her yet, because it never seemed like the right time. Clary's like, lame.
Simon, is that you?
Hello. Fuck. Luke is like, you're probably right, but let me explain. When they first met, he was 16, and they all had just gotten to know Vitang, and he couldn't compete with him. And when they ran from Idris together, he offered to marry her, but she didn't want him to throw his life away, and he couldn't convince her otherwise. He was never in Idris without her, so he went and found her. And when he did, she was happy, mad, sad, because he was a reminder of her old life. Luke was able to stay by buying the bookstore and giving up all ties to his old Shadowworld/Hunter life, and he was cool with it. He told Clary that he never agreed with Jocelyn taking her to Magnus, but he let her do it anyway because he was afraid that if he tried to stop her, she wouldn't let him be a part of their lives anymore. He also couldn't tell her how he felt because he knew that Jocelyn would never marry him and let him be Clary's father, keeping secrets about who he was in his life, and it would have ruined everything.
Feels
Fake
like,
news.
oh, I don't know. Everything in this book could be solved with a bit of honesty.
Conversation?
Fuck. Could
Right.
you imagine?
Okay, he did all that shit and she doesn't know he loves her. Okay, Luke,
She
come on.
fucking
She
knows.
knows,
She
bitch.
knows, girl, boy, werewolf, person /
No one is
There you
that
go.
oblivious.
Seriously.
Even Clary.
Right.
Are you sure?
She figured it out eventually.
He also reminds Clary that her mother isn't stupid and she knows how he feels. She doesn't do... Oh my God.
She doesn't do feelings. She's like, fuck it.
I don't do this.
I cut them all off after Valentine.
I can't believe I wrote this. He reminds Clary that her mother isn't stupid and she knows how he feels. She just doesn't feel the same way. But it's okay. He accepted it a long time ago. And Clary's like, whoa. Back the trolley up here. You offered to marry her, but you didn't say it was because you loved her. You should have told her the truth, you putz. I think you're wrong about how she feels. Then Luke's like, okay, that's enough now. But she keeps going.
Okay, but like, you know that Luke's like trying not to get his hopes up.
I know.
Of course.
Right? Because you can imagine between 16 and what are they, 36 now? Is that what we decided? 34? Between those 20 years, like, could you imagine how many times he's gotten his hopes up?
Poor baby.
I know.
Okay. Clary tells Luke that she's asked Jocelyn why she hasn't dated. And Jocelyn said it was because she'd already given her heart to someone. Obviously, Clary thought she was talking about her dad, but now that she met Vitang, she knows that's totally BS. Luke's like getting the hopeful butterflies, as Kristen said. And Clary's like, aren't you tired of not telling the truth? And then we get the Luke dad charm, who says, charm, not jarm, who says this keeper. Yes, I hated it. And at the time, I thought what I had with you and your mother was better than nothing. But if you can't tell the truth to the people you care about the most, eventually you stop being able to tell the truth to yourself. Oh. And Clary's like, damn, dude, that's just deep. Take me to the Institute. I have some unfinished business there. It's completely unrelated to the conversation that we just had, because if it was, it would be awkward and disgusting, but not something you aren't all hoping for anyway. Gotta go, bye.
Beautiful.
Clary runs into the Institute to the elevator and starts furiously pounding buttons trying to call it down. It works, and guess who's standing inside?
It's Max.
It's motherfucking Jace Lightwood.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going with that name. And he's looking like a tall glass of water with a haircut and some clean clothes, with his hair not in his face anymore.
Founding Father's ponytail.
And he pulled it back with a leather strap.
Doubt it.
A ribbon. That's
It's
what
a
they do.
scrunchie.
You don't know?
It's a
Cheetah print? It's one of those pony O's.
He found it in the desk drawer where everyone finds ponytails.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hair ties.
Elastics.
Yeah.
I want to see Jason bump it.
Oh my god.
It was about that time,
I
right?
didn't have enough hair to use the bump it.
You had one.
I had more than one. I had a few.
A plethora of bumpers.
It was like cute with a headband, and then it's like going out, and then like full Snooki.
Yeah. Full Karen.
Yeah.
It's great.
Karen hair's the best.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Clary is like, dude, came here to talk to you. And he's like, oh, great. I'm heading to Tacky's. We can talk there. And on the way, they chit-chat about how everyone's coping, and Jace looks hesitant. And so Clary does what I would do and just keeps talking, saying that she bets they're all pretty bummed with all the death and stuff. They get inside and take a seat. We see Keely, the fairy chick that Jace used to date, and she takes her order. Jace is a little gruff with Clary because he thinks that she wasn't actually sick, just avoiding his calls. And she quickly convinces him otherwise, and they get right into the heart-to-heart. Clary wants to go first, but Jace cuts her off, telling her that she was right all along. He almost lost his family, the Lightwoods, and her, and it was just too much. He should have listened to her in the first place about what kind of impact the two of them pursuing a relationship would do to their families and the people they care about. Not thinking about their feelings is exactly the kind of thing Vitang would do. He will just be her brother from now on. Pow! Right in the kisser.
If you could have just shut the fuck up for 30 seconds.
You'd be in your sister's pants.
Exactly. Exactly where you want to be, you dirty, dirty boy.
Clary manages to keep it together at the restaurant, even gives Jace a hug goodbye. She decides to head to the hospital so that way she could get some kind of comfort from her mom, like sitting next. She wants to go sit next to her mom's chair and cry.
Finally.
Which is, I mean,
that's fair enough.
What's up? So on the way into the hospital, there's this shrouded figure standing in a glamour, waiting creepily at the top of the stairs. And Clary's so over today. She's like, listen, bitch, if you want to talk to me, let's get this over with. The person pulls back their hood, and we find the gray-haired lady that saved them from Malik's knife while they were escaping the Institute after Jace jumped off the roof. She introduces herself as Madeline
Bellefleur.
What she said. And she knew her mom. Knows her mom? She knows her mom. They were friends in Idris, you see. And Clary's like, cool beans, bitch, but you can't come see her. No visitors except family until she gets better. And Madeline's like, yeah, about that. There's no better for her. I know what's wrong with her, and the mundane hospital isn't going to be able to help. She did this to herself before Valentine could get to her. She planned it that way. It was a secret pact that she only shared with me. Dun, dun, dun. I can show you how to wake your mom up. Finn.
And the screen goes black.
Wow.
Holy shiz.
Yeah.
We are set up and ready to go for Buck 3.
Yeah, baby.
Rocking and rolling. Rolling.
What? Okay, guys. Tune in next week for our City of Ashes wrap up. We're going to be doing a YouTube video.
We're going to try. I don't know if it'll work, but we'll see.
We'll see if we can get the lighting and camera actions good. All right. For behind the scenes content and the latest updates, check us out on Instagram at Downworlder Dish Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.